there's not a lot I really can say, want to say. We had a 7-8 point lead in the second half and let the game get away from us. We need to make stops. We need to rebound the basketball at crunch time of a game. We need to play with intelligence down the stretch, and we didn't make stops when we needed to. We didn't play with intelligence when we needed to.
Anaya, I know this is a tough time for you, but are you able to talk at all about how you felt during the pregame when you were given your jersey and the plaque going out there with the other players?
Yeah, I was trying to keep my composure, but just being a transfer and coming to the ball, it meant a lot, just being able to play for this program, for Coach Bruno. So, I was filled with a lot of emotions. This is the closest team I've ever been on, so I didn't want the moment to end, but I just tried to embrace it and soak it in, and just so thankful for DePaul and this team.
And then also, Anaya, can you share maybe a favorite memory you have from playing at DePaul?
Oh, my goodness. There's really just too many. I think every day just being able to walk in the gym and, see these girls, there's always smiles on their faces. And, it really uplifts, not just me but the whole team. So my favorite part has to be the girls.
Jorie, to kind of elaborate on what Anaya said, and both you and her have told me anyway in the preseason, throughout the season, what a fun group this was. Are you able to talk to any specifics of the chemistry that allows that to happen?
I think Coach Bruno's just recruited really good people. He always tries to recruit good basketball players, but we just have a really good group of human beings. And especially that one over there. We've been through a lot together, even though she's only been here for 2 years. But she's just been an absolute light in my life and everyone's life here. She's somebody we make fun of a lot because she makes it easy. And I'm definitely going to miss that. But one of my all-time favorite people to play with, one of my all-time favorite people to be around. And I'm just going to miss her a lot.
Jim, thank you for bringing that up. Really, the subject of seniors up. I really, I'm a coach, so I'm feeling the sting of a tough game tonight. But this has really been a great group of seniors, and it's a unique senior class, a unique senior night in that 5 seniors came out there, and 3 of them have been with us 1 year, and 2 of them have been with us 2 years. But you can just still see the joy between the 2 that are here in front of us. So, again, as tough as the result of the game is, we have been blessed to coach really, really good people on this team, and this team has stayed together, and it's been very admirable to watch from a coaching staff perspective how this team stays together, and they are a great group of people. So, Jim, thank you for bringing that up, because I was not sharp enough here. I just talked about didn't play with intelligence during the game. Well, your coach here didn't play with intelligence in his closing remarks because he didn't talk about the seniors until you brought it up. So thank you for bringing it up.
Jorie, how do you stay fueled to be aggressive down in the paint and rebounding for close games like this?
It's just a mindset. Coach Bruno has really instilled offensive rebounding in us, and I know Caitlin Gilbert had a lot of those today, but I always try to crash the boards and occupy. Even if I don't get the ball, I would try to, take up space so somebody else can come and get it. I had an advantage today, and I got off to a good start. My teammates just kept getting the ball in the position where, I'm able to do something with it. So just keep going down in there until it doesn't work anymore, I guess.
To elaborate on what Coach Bruno just said, you folks have had, and this is a question for either player or both if you want to do it, answer it, but you had the 7-point loss at Louisville, the 5-point loss against Miami. You've played some pretty good teams pretty close. How do you, for lack of a better term, not mail it in during the season? I don't mean that you would do that, but how do you keep your mental resolve going over so many close games against so many good teams?
For me, it's the day-to-day. I just really enjoy coming in every day with this group, even though sometimes it is like nails on a chalkboard, but we just keep finding our way back to each other. I love the grind of practice every day, getting better. Being part of this program I take that on with immense pride, and I'm just so thankful for all the opportunities I've had, being at DePaul. So, yeah, it's been a tough season record-wise, but we've also played some good basketball throughout the past couple of months. And at the same time, for me, it's bigger than basketball. So that's what keeps me going.
And Jim, this is supposed to be questions for the players, and I appreciate the fact that you let me talk, because there's certain people that don't want me to talk when they're okay. At the same time, I just really do appreciate the fact that this group here has just been such a great group of young women to be around. I mean, and when you ask that really correct question, and there's no other way to state it than you were trying to be nice, but what keeps you from mailing it in? What keeps you from quitting? How do you keep on pushing when, it just and that's a testament to the character of these young women and what good people they are, and their mental ability to understand that every day is a blessing and every day is an opportunity to fight a new fight. And so, I think that's a tribute to them, that even the concept of mailing it in has never happened here, because with the record going the way the record has gone and the tough losses that we've had, lesser people would have easily mailed it in. So another great question, and I'm interjecting here because I want to let everybody know what great human beings they are.
Yeah, to echo what Jorie said, it's a great group of girls just to play with. And I know, being, transfers here, we had a whole new team, so I wish I could play, 2 more years with the same group. And I think a lot of those games would have been won just based off, knowing each other. But, just coming in each day and you have your sisters by your side, you want to fight for each other no matter what the score is, if it's close, if it's large. You just want to play for each other and play for Coach and this program. So.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Jorie. Thanks, Anaya.
Jumping off of senior night again, what kind of message or advice would you give the group of 5 seniors as they play their last few games?
Well, when you talk about advice, it's what sports is supposed to teach players, athletes, males, females, and it's why the opportunity for a young woman to be educated through sport is a civil right. It's not just some quota out there, and so the messages that you learn are yes, we want to win every game. Yes, we don't ever want to lose a game, and yet at the same time, what goes in, the processes that go into winning games, the work that goes into preparation, the work of the preparation, the need to stay together, the need to be great teammates, all right, the need to be ultra competitive, the need to learn how to never quit, never give up. There's just so many different messages that are taught to young people through sports, and so it's just these messages. When they get out in the real world, as tough as a couple-hour practice might be, 4 hours, and it's not like we practice for 4 hours, but when you include the training room and you include tape and you include the practice and you include just getting cleaned up, it's a 4-hour day, and they're going to have to go out in the real world, and most people work 8 hours, and most people work a lot more than 8 hours. So as tough as it is to be a college athlete, it still is, not the real world yet, and there is going to be a real world out there waiting for them, and hopefully what they learn by the work they put into the process of being the best they can be will, and it does carry over into the rest of their lives. And again, I don't know that I said enough about our players. The Gilbert 17 rebounds was special. She really did a great job of going and getting backboard tonight, and we just have to figure a way. Go ahead, Jim.
If you wanted to say more about the game, feel free.
No, I'm not trying to run out on you. If you guys got questions about the game, the game, we put ourselves in position. We have to make stops at crunch time of the game. We didn't make key stops. The possession at the end, once they tied it, we had a great post feed to Jorie. She kicked it back out. We had a repost, and I really would have liked to have gone back inside, but that's one play. You can't, when a game like this is over, yes, everybody recalls the plays at the end of the game. At the same time, any one of the plays during the game on both sides of the ball can be responsible for the difference. And so it's just tough to. I just really would have liked to have seen these young women get a win tonight. And that's what's really tough about the evening is, we weren't able to get the result. thanks. You know, I didn't talk either yet. Sorry for, you got to give Butler credit too. I mean, I have not said anything about our opponent, but Austin has done a great job with this ball club, and they came out fighting, and then they did a great job of fighting and competing and never giving up themselves. So they also made big time plays and big time buckets at crunch time. So I would be remiss if I didn't make sure that we recognize how our opponent put us in position to not take care of them.